Hello Sassy Beauties, this is Katie. I'm a dating coach and relationship expert, and I help amazing women attract and keep amazing men. If you're interested to take your love life to the next level and finally get the dream man and relationship you want, then you may want to consider one-on-one coaching with me. Simply go to katiecoach.com to book a little conversation with me. In today's video, I want to talk about 10 signs of a toxic man. And I really want to give you girls all the early warning signs to watch for, the pitfalls and the things you have to do in order to walk away from this kind of man. Toxic men are among us. You cannot avoid them nowadays in dating. I have encountered a couple of them in dating. I mean, you just have to make sure you're prepared for it and you're armed and ready to know how to handle this kind of guy, because this kind of guy needs to be treated a little bit differently to the normal man. Sign number 1, pushes boundaries. This is a guy that it's like a game to them to try to turn a no into a yes or a yes into a no. So this is where you're like, no, I'm okay. I don't want another drink. And he's going to be the one to say, oh, come on, you can have another drink. It's a Friday night. Just have some fun, you know? And he'll make it sound like it's no big deal. He's joking around. He's just fooling with you, right? Just to see if you crack under pressure and you will do what he wants. He'll push for that, and he'll push those boundaries early on and just to test how strong your boundaries are. Number 2, hypersensitive to any disagreements. This is a man who takes everything as a personal attack, okay? Every little thing. You could find yourself having an explosive, full-blown argument, door slamming, screaming and everything just from trying to decide what to have for lunch, like something really simple. And in my mind, I just picture a grown-ass man in nappies, diapers, crying, screaming, chucking a tantrum, throwing themselves on the floor because someone took his toy away. That's what I imagine in my head. It's just comical, embarrassing, and in my head, really unattractive. Number 3, he'll push hard and fast to get into a relationship with you. So this is the kind of man who, you know, after one day of knowing him, he's saying, I love you. He wants to move in with you. He's planning you to meet the family. It's moving really fast. Okay, so fast, it's blindsiding you what the heck's going on. And because he's pushing your boundaries, right? He knows. He probably already tested that boundary in the beginning and he probably won that. And now he's going to push even more. Okay, you're always subtle in the beginning. As soon as you get through one boundary, he knows you're susceptible to more boundary violations. Number 4, bad mouths an ex. He'll call his ex crazy. It's all the ex's fault. He was the victim. He'll never take any responsibility for himself. And rest assured, if he's calling his ex all sorts of names, he'll be calling you the exact same thing. Number 5, he follows any disagreement, abuse, criticism, conflict, argument with a hard and extreme push for intimacy. So this is where the love bombing comes in, right? So everything with this guy is big. So he's going to be pouring attention, love, gifts your way, either to win you over, or if he screwed up, he messed up, he, said something, criticized you, then he'll try to once again love bombing again to pull you back in to win you over again. This is how he regains control, and it's a cycle, because once he can repeat that cycle with you once, he knows the second time will be easier, and now he starts to escalate, right? The intensity, the aggression, the abuse starts to escalate because he's already primed you. He's already tested that you're a kind of woman that can handle that kind of abuse without leaving. Number 6, when you're in a relationship with a guy like this, you start to believe the depth of your love equals the depth of pain, okay? This is especially for women who come from dysfunctional families and don't understand that love should be a good thing. It should not feel painful. It should not be pain and suffering all the time. My sister once dated a guy and she was so in love with him. And one day I asked her, why are you so in love with him? And she's like, I don't know, but I must love him because I am always crying and in pain over him and miserable, and I'm still here, so I must love him. So she has linked up that love equals pain, equals suffering, right? The amount of love equals the amount of pain. And women from dysfunctional families will typically believe that. They will feel like that's normal. We're taught that love is accepting someone's flaws and behaviors. And this man is showing you all his flaws and behaviors, even if that means he's criticizing you, he's neglecting you. If you're staying, that must mean love. That must mean you really, really love him because you're willing to put up with all of these bad behaviors. Number 7, openly admits, I'm flawed. He's the first to put up his hand to say, yep, I'm messed up, I'm flawed, and yet does nothing to change it. Absolutely nothing. In fact, what he'll probably do is say, I'm flawed, I'm messed up, look how weak and vulnerable I am, while crying and screaming or whatever. And then the next minute he's attacking you and putting you down, and then you feel like you have to stay and help him and stay in this really toxic and abusive relationship. Number 8, super needy, right? You feel like he needs you. If you were to leave him, he would self-destruct, like I just mentioned, because he has trained you to believe he is weak and vulnerable, even though he's abusing you. You feel like you can't leave. You're stuck with him. Number 9, manipulates you through guilt. This is how men prey on the weak. If you're a woman of low self-esteem and internally you believe you're bad, a lot of women with low self-esteem internally believe they're bad, they're flawed. And a toxic man will smell that from a mile away. Yeah. To them, you're like a piece of steak to that guy. You're like, you have a big red mark all over your face. He will zoom in on you because he sees, oh, you have a weakness. You believe you're bad. So what is he going to do? He's going to use good and bad punishment and reward to manipulate you to do what he wants you to do. Okay? Because internally you believe you're bad. So as a bad person, you have to atone for your mistakes, your flaws, and compensate him in order to alleviate your guilt. And number 10, it's even harder. You feel even harder to walk away from this man. These type of men, they're not ordinary men. They're super aggressive. So in order to walk away from this man, you have to be aggressive too. Like, it is game on. You have to pull out all the stops to walk away from this guy. You have to use your aggressive armor to walk away because he's not going down without some kind of battle. Like, everything is a battle with this man. So he ain't taking no for an answer. He will text you. He will text you and text you. He will be super aggressive. You'll probably have to block him everywhere. Okay, block him everywhere. You might have to change your phone number. You might even have to change your address to get away from this kind of guy. This is how aggressive they can be. And the more you're in that place, the harder it is to get away. And as I have said, the kind of women most susceptible to this man are women with no boundaries, no self-esteem, don't know how to stand up for themselves, don't know how to say no. I mean, Jesus. That's why you have to have self-esteem. You have to develop that. You have to work on that and build some boundaries because you're always going to attract these kind of men. You are like prime target for these men. If you like this video, please like me, leave me some comments below. If you're interested to take your love life to the next level and finally attract the man in the relationship you want, go to katiecoach.com and book a simple conversation with me and let's talk. Have a great day, have a wonderful week, and I will talk to you next time.